and welcome to this brand new episode of the Newsmakers, the show where we bring to you success stories of eminent personalities from all walks of life. Because at Newsmakers, we aspire to inspire you. Hi, I am Simran Nagpal, your host for the series of Newsmakers. Friends, today we have a world-renowned ophthalmologist. He is the MD of Eye7 Hospitals, and he is the only doctor in the world who has performed 100 LASIK procedures in just one day. There are many records that he has made, and he is a very, very busy personality because we were watching on to have him on our show. So here with us, we have Dr. Rahil Chaudhary on the sets of the Newsmakers. Thank you so much, Dr. Rahil, for being here on this show. We know that you've been so busy and you still got a time for us. Dr. Rahil, I know that you have done a lot in your life, but there is a success journey and probably a journey that you've faced for being a doctor right from the childhood. What was it?
So first of all, thank you, Simran, for inviting me to the show, and thank you for that lovely introduction. And of course, I come from a family of doctors. My father is a doctor, my mother is a doctor. So I had all the inspiration and the motivation in-house. So probably when I was born, in the early phases of my life only, I decided that I want to pursue medicine and I want to follow my father's footsteps. So that is why I pursued medicine and then further into ophthalmology. But of course, coming from the 90s generation, I being a 90s kid, at that time, there was a lot of craze about getting into medicine and engineering. So usually the idea was that if you get into medicine or engineering or the science subjects, your life is settled and you are good to go ahead. So that was one of the reasons I was in that phase and in that race. So another reason why I decided to get into medicine. Plus, I think being a doctor is a very fulfilling profession. When you treat patients and your treatments are successful, your patients are satisfied and happy, the feeling of accomplishment and the feeling of fulfillment that you get when you're able to give that treatment to your patient and you're able to succeed in that. I don't think any profession can match that level of satisfaction. Just imagine, Simran, I'm an eye doctor. Just imagine sitting 5 seconds with your closed eye. You realize that if somebody is not able to see, it's a major handicap. Now imagine somebody living a life like that. Then imagine somebody coming to the hospital, getting treated. Then imagine somebody coming to the hospital, getting the treatment, and he's able to see again. Just imagine the amount of happiness he gets. I don't think any money or anything in this world can match that.
Absolutely.
So that is why I feel that even today, if somebody asks me that, would you recommend going into medicine? Now that we see a lot of negative things floating around, violence against doctors and hospitals, still I feel that this is the best profession if you want to live a happy and satisfied life and if you want to sleep comfortably when you go back to your bed.
Wow, this is so wonderful that we all know that being a doctor is such a noble profession. And Dr. Rahil, he also absolutely followed what his parents told, and then he's so happy about it and he sleeps very nicely.
Be prepared. When you're going into medicine, you're going to have 15 years of sleepless nights.
Yes.
So there's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of studying, there's a lot of work involved. But then after 15 years, when you come out as a full-fledged doctor, that is when you start loving your profession like anything.
Wow, what a wonderful thing to know. Dr. Rahil, we know that you've had a lot of achievements in life. Guinness World Book Record. Wow. Please tell us more about that.
So this Guinness record we made last year only. And this was for 250 LASIK patients in a day.
Okay.
So my specialty is refractive surgery. I'm a LASIK super specialist. So I am specializing in removing your spectacles.
Okay.
So LASIK is a kind of a laser technology.
Correct.
Which is used to correct your vision and get you rid of your glasses. But of course, LASIK has become old now. Now we have better technologies like Contoura Vision. But this record was for 250 patients in a day. Earlier, this record was being held by Korea, which was somewhere around 242. And now the record has come to India. But I feel India, with the amount of population we have, 250 is not a big number. I think we have the capacity to even take it further. Of course, if you have the facilities and the infrastructure and the professionals with you, this can be taken further. And now we are planning to make 500 in a day.
Okay.
Once we have those infrastructure and the facilities to do it properly, safely, and give patients the treatment that they deserve.
Wow, wonderful. So, viewers, now you know who you have to reach to whenever you have some kind of an eye problem. Somebody who's just breaking all the records, and he's also going on to making 500 more. And what all you have as a vision, this is so very wonderful. I would like to know that you are an MD to I7 Eye Hospitals, and there's chain of hospitals. Please tell us about that.
So I7 is a chain of 7 eye hospitals in Delhi NCR now.
Okay.
And this was started by my father 30 years back.
Okay.
And the idea was to bring a super specialty tertiary care service in India. You see, Simran, what was happening was that 30 years back, the medical facilities in India were not at par with the world. You see, today we are at par with all the American and European nations. Rather, we are one step ahead of them because of our medical system is a different kind of a system which is followed. But 30 years back, if you had a problem where we had only basic treatments in India, and suppose you required a super specialty treatment, then usually the only way to get was that you fly to abroad, maybe Singapore or European or American countries, and get your treatments there. Of course, that was very expensive and only a few could afford to get those treatments.
Correct.
So the idea was to bring all those treatments to India
Okay.
at a lower cost so that everybody can now take advantage of it. So it's been 30 years now. We stand proudly as 7 hospitals in Delhi NCR, and we are catering to all the tertiary level super specialty treatments in eye care. That means we are catering to your specs problem, where we are able to remove them with lasers or ICLs. We are dealing in cataract surgeries, glaucoma surgery, which is called Kala Motia, Safed Motia, retina problems, oculoplasty problems, squint problems, cornea problems. So it's a whole system where super specialist doctors are sitting with all the modern equipments in the world so that we are able to give the best to our country now.
Wow. Such a great vision that you have, and with the vision that you opened so many outlets of your hospital, so many places that we now have I7 Hospital catering to speciality of whatnot, this eye problems that we have. And we know that Dr. Rahil is the right person to be when you have a problem with your eye, specializing in so many things, sir. This is the digital time. Everyone is on phone, and we know that our eyes are getting majorly affected. Like, I'm sure, doctor, you must be receiving a lot of parents, a lot of people coming to you that we've been facing camera and, mobile, and then we have eyes are, have watery eyes or stuff. What is the right way of, saving yourself from that?
Simran, I think this is a very important problem that has to be addressed, and the audiences need to get a clarity on what is this all about. See, we have to understand this very carefully and scientifically, that if somebody, especially children who are below the age of 18 years, if they are continuously on screens, mobiles, laptops, computers, they will start getting minus power or myopic power onto their eyes.
Okay.
Not just one research, multiple researchers have shown that especially children who are into developing age and they are on the screens, there's a very high chance that they develop minus power of glasses.
Okay.
Plus, also what we are seeing is that the sun exposure is getting reduced by the day.
Correct.
Our children are mostly restricted indoors. They are mainly on the screens. There is hardly any sun exposure. And that is another reason why children and all these people are getting spectacles, especially after the COVID era. Right? So our recommendation, especially to parents, especially when your child is below the age of 18, that restrict the screen use to 2 to 3 hours and encourage your children to go out and play in sun. Because sun has a major role in preventing that glasses coming to your eyes. But of course, even if you are an adult, if you've crossed the age of 18 years and still you are on computers, there's a good chance you might get a number coming in. Also, we see something called as digital eye strain.
Okay.
Which means when you are on the screen for long hours, you're looking the screen up close and your eyes are converged inside. After a while, the eyes get tired and you start having those eye aches and headaches.
Correct, correct.
Similarly, when you're on the screen, you are not blinking properly. Your blink rate reduces from 16 in a normal person to 8 on a person who's focusing on the screen.
Okay.
So that again causes dryness. And all these symptoms, they combine together and you have something called as digital eye strain or computer vision syndrome happening. So what we recommend is that, of course, you can't avoid screens, but what we recommend is that you should take continuous breaks on short intervals. So there's an exercise that we suggest that is something called as 20-20-20, where after 20 minutes, you take a break for about 20-30 seconds. You look 20 feet away, blink your eyes for a while. If you're feeling dry, maybe put a lubricating drop and then get back to your screens.
Okay, wow, this 20-20-20 thing is really amazing. We would just want the audience to keep a note of it. That's 20-20-20 thing. So we would want you to repeat it once again. We just want to specify this.
Yeah. So this 20-20-20 is an exercise that we use to avoid that digital eye strain.
All right.
So we say after 20 minutes, take a small break of 20-30 seconds.
Okay.
Look 20 feet away. Blink your eyes 3-4 times so that they get lubricated properly. And start using a lubricating drops if you're feeling dryness.
Okay.
Plus, a lot of times, Simran, these days I see people wearing 0 number glasses.
Right.
And some people are also wearing blue light filter glasses.
Correct.
I think this has to be cleared for the audiences that wearing blue light filter glasses has no additional benefit for you when you're on the screen. Rather, wearing those blue filter glasses causes negative impacts to happen on your eyes and on your body. See, basically what happens is that our body has a circadian rhythm. There is a sleep-wake cycle in the body, which is controlled by environmental blue light. So what happens is that when blue light increases, when the sun rises, there is more of blue light in the environment and your body gets energized. You feel active.
Right.
And when the sun sets, the blue light goes away. So that is the time to sleep and your body starts losing that energy and you start feeling sleepy and lethargic. But what happens is when you cut off that blue light the whole day, that activating effect of blue light is gone. So people are usually feeling lethargic the whole day. They're sleeping in the afternoon, taking small naps, and then they feel difficulty in sleeping at night. So they're awake late hours and they're usually sleeping at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. And then the whole day they feel lethargic and sleepy. So that is where the sleep-wake cycle is being disturbed by blue light. So the recommendation is that you don't need to wear blue light filter glasses. The only thing you need to do is that all our mobile phones and computers have that blue light filter software built in them. Just activate that software and you're good to go.
Oh, wow. This is like something you've just told us one mantra because, all of us are affected and this mobile and this digital technology and everything is so much in this hour that we need to use. And such a simpler way that you've told us to just be aware and also not to be affected.
Yes.
So yes, Dr. Rahil, we've known that you've achieved so much and there are so many accolades to you, but you must have tasted struggles, failures. There could be problems that you faced, but because success is never that easy. So what is your story of failure?
I think all of us have failures. All of us have ups and downs. Life cannot be a smooth road.
True that.
So you have to accept that when you're down, you will be up. And when you're up, be prepared to go down.
Yeah.
So that is how the life functions. And I think the biggest challenge in a doctor's life is that when you're treating a human body, see, human bodies are different from machines. Suppose you have a fridge or a washing machine. If that machine malfunctions, the engineer has a manual with him. He can understand what has gone wrong and he can replace that defected part and your machine is good to go again. But you see, when you're treating human body doesn't come with a manual, which means that some treatment which works for you might not work for somebody else. So if I give, let's say, diabetes treatment to 10 patients, 9 would be nice and comfortable, they would get fine, but there'll always be some people who would not benefit for the treatment. And that is the fun part of it. Then you have to analyze how to help that patient better. But usually now what has happened with so much of commercializations and over promises and over deliveries that the market has changed into, patients come in with a lot of expectations. They come in with a thought that if I come here, I'm spending money, I should get 100% benefit or I should heal 100%, which is not possible in a human body because we are not gods.
Correct.
But we did not make this body. God made it. And we are trying to fix something which God has created.
Correct.
And even today, we just know about 1% of human body. So you are expecting somebody to treat you 100% with only 1% knowledge. That is not possible.
Correct.
Same happened during COVID times. You see somebody affected by COVID. He's already on a deathbed. A doctor goes in and gives this 100% to treat that patient. But ultimately, end of the day, doctor is a human being. He is not God. He won't be able to save everybody.
Right.
But the patients have to understand this. Usually what we see is that if patients are not benefiting with treatment, they start violence against doctors. They start creating a ruckus in the hospital. You see, patients have to understand that it's a human body. Sometimes things won't work for you, but you should trust your doctor that he'll do the best thing for you.
Absolutely.
So sometimes when the patient tells me, कि Doctor Sahab, we have come with so much of trust in you, and we could not benefit from the treatment, I think that is where I feel bad that I want to help that patient, but somehow some things are not in my hand. So that is where you feel low, that what extra can be done so that that patient who's come with so much of trust can be benefited in any way which is possible.
Yes, like I'd asked that what kind of struggles that you have. The struggle that comes is that when you're unable to resolve it, because like we all know, we do consider doctors as God, but they cannot be God. They are restricted. They have a technology, but they cannot just cure you completely. All you have to do is keep the faith. And
Rather, I tell my patients, I am not God.
yeah,
I'm a human being.
correct.
But respect me like a human being.
Yes.
Don't treat me like dog. Ultimately, if you are treated, if you are healthy, your doctor is the happiest person who has been successful in this treatment.
So, Dr. Rahil, I would like to have one advice from your side for those viewers who are watching you right now.
You want a genuine advice?
Yes, absolutely.
It's a very sad state that India is the blind capital of the world. And there are so many patients that can see again if somebody donates their eye. So if one person donates their eyes, 2 blind people can see again. But the problem is that nobody wants to donate. And there are so many people who are living in darkness, who are living a life of blindness, just because we don't have enough eye donations in our country. So I think I would like to give this message to all the audiences who are watching us, that we should all pledge to donate our eyes. After we die, our bodies have no role. This is just going to be finished in a while. If we can donate our organs and help somebody else live a good life, live a normal life, I don't think there is anything, a bigger cause that we can live for.
Wonderful.
So that is my message to all of you, that all of us should pledge to donate. And it's not very difficult. There are a lot of helplines available. You just have to Google it, register yourself. Whenever there is a death, just contact the eye bank. They will come, they will do the eye transplantation. And I think that is the best thing you can do.
Wonderful. So very wonderfully thought. So audience, now you know the right message. I'm sure that it has gone right across to your mind and your heart. What you need to do is, while you're bidding goodbye from this world, you have to donate those beautiful eyes that you carry, because like we all know, our eyes are the windows to our soul. And if we can give those eyes to the people who really need it, why not do this? Let's just pledge to donate. We are so happy to have such a wonderful doctor with us who has given us such an insight to your life and to the things that we were not knowing. And now we know that how we have to take care of our eyes. So please do that and follow that 20-20-20 mantra as well. Thank you so much once again for being here on the sets of Newsmakers. We are so happy. Once again, thank you. And dear viewers, now that I'm Simran signing you goodbye, I would just be promising you that I will be back with another very dynamic personality super soon, as I always get. But if you think that you wish to be on this couch and share your stories, then what are you waiting for? Here are the numbers and the email address. Please connect with us and we shall be wanting to have you super soon. Till then, have a very, very great life. Take care of your eyes and stay blessed.